This is Lo.
This is Key and we're Lo&Kee.
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
We just want to drop a quick situational for y'all. What you want to talk about, man? You had a good weekend?
I did. It was an amazing weekend. We can talk about growth. We can talk about growth.
How do we grow? If one thing I learned, if you are afraid to fail, which most people are, it's going to inhibit your growth. If you got a lot of guys, especially, they be like, they don't want other men to see the flaw or size them up.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll be afraid to put yourself out there, whether that be in business, whether that be in whatever, because you don't want to be sized up. But the truth still remains, you're not competent in that thing. So you'll always shrink when the time comes. And the only way through that is to put yourself out there and to go through it.
Right.
With females, it seemed like it be a lot of embarrassment or not wanting to be judged, type of thing. That inhibits. It seems like that's more common with the females when it comes to growing, getting out and doing things that you weren't doing before. Like where you open to judgment, people around, you got eyeballs on you. But one thing I learned is motherfuckers don't even matter, man.
Right.
It doesn't matter
At all.
once you go through it.
Mm-hmm.
It's like ain't nobody gonna be talking about the little time where you made the little mistake, and then you'll realize you the only one who really remembered the little bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But we can't arrive. We can't shed our old skin and arrive in our new self unless we willing to grow. What you think?
Absolutely. You gotta be willing to look foolish. Look, in your eyes, it looks foolish, but you gotta be willing to like sacrifice your pride, sacrifice, the old you. The old you must die. It's just it.
Yeah.
It must die. You really need to let it die. Like, we have to come into realization that none of anything outside of us matters at that moment. When you make it up in your mind to grow. Because I was once there. Like, especially like with working out. Just being in a position of being uncomfortable, right? Looking crazy. In my eyes, I feel like I look crazy. But every beginner, it's a beginning stage. You're learning.
Yep.
In order to grow, action must be, present. So you have to act. You can't just stay stuck. And I had to learn that.
And you can't talk your way out of that. They call it a learning curve for a reason. You can't talk your way around that curve. Can't nobody hold your hand across that curve.
You gotta do it.
You know what I mean?
You gotta do it yourself. I learned that in growth, in order to grow, you gotta do something. You can't stop. You can't stay right there. You can't be like, oh, they looking at me, or oh, I don't know what I'm doing, or I'm watching somebody else trying to do it and I'm trying to do it watching them, and then I'm never really doing it because I'm trying to mimic them.
Yeah.
So yeah, growth is real. So if you want to grow, Like, you gotta die. Your old self you gotta die.
Got to.
Mm-hmm.
I remember going in the gym, like, just looking crazy. Like, cause you could watch all of the Arnold Schwarzenegger videos you want to. Ronnie Coleman, lightweight, baby. You damn near feel like you lift the weight until you go in there and actually touch that weight. And your arms sore as hell the next day, and you know you was in there looking crazy, and you know people was in there looking at you look crazy. So are you gonna go in there the next day? Is that person's judgment of the thing that you want to do, is that stronger than you wanting to do the thing?
Right.
Because if you didn't want to do the thing, you wouldn't have been in there. You wouldn't have, whatever it is you want to grow into, you wouldn't have tried it.
Mm-hmm.
So in 5 or 10 years, you'll never probably even see that person again. So you're going to let these fucking ghosts, these spirits, keep you away from achieving the things you want to achieve.
Right.
So just keep that in mind, man. Life keeps going on day by day by day. You don't want to keep putting your growth off, because either you growing into what you want to be, or you growing into something that you don't want to be.
That's right.
You got something else?
That's it.
I'm Lo.
This is Key, and we're Lo&Kee.
Peace.